You got the court.
Oh, my fault, y'all. My fault.
Oh, we just started. So you good.
Spirit of the Lord.
Yeah, I mean, hey, how many young cats do that?
My bad.
Yeah, I mean, with fear.
You know what? I think we should start off in Ecclesiastes 3. All right. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kodash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, to the men that died doing the work of Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, because they shall us first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son, which the Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer. Because he's coming to deliver us out of this captivity that we're in. All right? It's the church of Philadelphia. Once again, back on the highways and hedges. Coming to prophesy the downfall of Babylon, a.k.a. America, a.k.a. mystery Babylon, a.k.a. Sodom and Egypt, according to the scriptures. All right? And, hey, man, we live in, we say it every week. We live in the beautiful times, man, because we're starting to see the downfall of our enemies, man. We're seeing the end of it, man. You know, when everything that he has set up and everything, the way it's crumbling, you're starting to see the structure of this place just go down. So now they're trying to, that's why you're going to have what? The New World Order. You know? Those are things that they're trying to bring into play because their time is up. Their season is over. You know, we're going to hop in the seasons, man. Because every time in the place under the sun, everything has a season. But see, they trying to make their season last longer than what it really is, man. You know? But the Lord, like, nope. Listen, I gave you your time. I programmed you with your instructions. You know? Just like what you just had. That whole incident, what was it, Tuesday, Wednesday? Philadelphia was so smoky, man. You know, they talk about the wildfires in Canada, but then when they actually, like, people of Canada, they was actually out there chilling. You know? Then you had, like, first of all, whatever they do, man, whatever they do is an agenda, and, you know, you're never supposed to trust them. So they're telling you, yo, don't go outside. That's another way to keep you inside. And people tend to forget about the whole Jade Helm situation. So what they try to do is try to keep you indoors. You know, so that's easier for them to come over and overtake you. Now you got down there with the border. They wasn't even letting people in. Now they letting all these people in from the border. You know, you got Israelites coming in, and you got a hell of a lot of Chinese people coming in, the Moabites, right? They had a Chinese, what was it? A Chinese, police district in New York that they said they shut down. Now, across the country, 6 more just popped up, you know, which America sold out as citizens in the first Great Depression to get that money from China. So they indebted China. That's why you got your U.S. Debt clock, which they just raised the debt ceiling on June 1st, you know? So now these people coming in, they're creeping in. If you remember Pearl Harbor, when the Japanese, the Moabites came over here and destroyed that, you know? I walk around that way. Thank you. But yo, they had the Moabites. They came, not Slovakia. I mean, the Japanese people. They came to bomb Pearl Harbor while these people were sleeping. And it was on the day when they was celebrating their military, you know, because they were sleeping. The same way they are now, because they think shit can't happen to them, you know. At the end of the day, it's all the time. It's a season for everything under the sun. You know, we're sick of the season that we're in. You know, midnight is about to strike. All right, we're seconds away from midnight, and that's coming to what? A new season, a new day. Time for Babylon is their time. Their day is almost over. Our day is about to raise up. You know?
And hey, just to land back off the brother, stop being so emotional.
That's right.
Kingdoms come and kingdoms go.
That's right.
What goes up must come down.
That's right.
You know, there's been plenty of kingdoms that have been put in power by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He said he sets up kings, right? And kingdoms, right? And he also takes them down.
That's right.
So, hey, as the brother said, we're going to go into seasons.
Right.
You know? So, we'll start at Ecclesiastes. Again, stop being so emotional.
That's right.
Because we the messengers, we the prophets, and telling you your time is up. That's all.
Yo, what's that song by Jada Kiss and Nate Dogg? Your time is up, song. You know, your time is up.
Hey, and that's our reign too.
That's right.
So, hey, whether you like it, believe it, understand it or not, hey, this is through the scriptures, not
Right.
through our own vain thoughts and opinions,
That's right.
but the scriptures.
That's right.
So, hey, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1.
Right.
To everything, there is a season.
That's right. And the reason why we bring this out, because everything on this planet has a season. And I was at work, and the dude came in there, and he mentioned that. He was like, yo, man, he said, everything that God made has a season. Yo, he was an Israelite, but he had the clean face, the bald head, you know? But, yo, our people had a court of knowledge, but he might not have knew the name of the Lord, you know, but he knew what he was saying. He said, everything that God creates have a season, man, you know? And now the season for, season, you got seeds that's planted. So when you plant a seed, the Lord planted these seeds a long time ago, man, all the way to now. When they sprout up and when they wither away. Just like you got season for the grass grows, you cut it down, it grows again, and it gets cut down. It never gets wild. You have to control it. And that's what the Lord is doing. He's in control of all seasons, all the grass, all that. Metaphorically speaking, that's grass. You know, when they be like, yo, it's a snake in the grass. You gotta cut down your grass so you can see the snake. Yeah, that's true. And take away shit from you so you can see clearly what's going on in front of you. You know?
Right. Well, matter of fact, let me say it like this.
Right.
We forewarning you, and just like you teach a child, hey, listen, you got 2 minutes with this toy. Once it's 2 minutes is up, it's gonna be gone. Right? That's it. Right? So, hey, as the prophets, this is what we telling you.
That's right.
Hey, we in the last days, and through the scriptures and the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, your time is almost up.
That's right.
So again, whether you like it, well, guess what? If you don't believe it, then don't worry about it. You just continue doing what you do, right? Which is what we telling you to do anyway, right? Just continue to do what you do and live it up. But we're telling you in 2 minutes, hey, that's all she wrote.
You might not even have to.
Right. Right. That's whatever little bit of time you got is coming short. So don't be surprised, right? Hey, but you're going to be caught off guard. You're going to be surprised because it's written like that, right? Because you got so much pride that you'll say, hey, they don't know what they're talking about. So we tell you, well, then guess what? Keep it moving. Don't watch the channel. Don't get your feelings all hurt because you know better. We're telling you, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Thus saith the Holy Scriptures. You in the last days of your power seat. So it says, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
What you just said, a time. You said, yo, you got 2 minutes. The 2-minute warning.
God.
When you play football, because they know when the 2-minute warning comes, the game almost over, man. And them minutes go like that, man. You know? Seconds, they trying to call timeouts and all that. That's what Esau doing right now. They trying to call timeouts. You know what I'm saying? Yo, review the play and all that shit. But hey, man, you can review all you want. The Lord makes no mistakes, man. You know? And that's why you just seen, like you mentioned earlier, up in New York with the whole smoke. And yo, I spoke to a lot of people, and they said they have never seen nothing like that in their entire life. And I'm talking about people in their 70s, man. 80s probably. You know? But people still walk around, oh, yo, because that passed away. They think, oh, yeah, the air is good again. No, they put shit in that to fuck you up. But everything that they do, it has no effect on the elect. You know? Because it's things that you got to go through. And yo, that was a seed that was set up.
Thank you.
That was a seed that was set up for the time. Because people actually perished during that time. Man. And if they didn't perish, the seed was set for that appointed time where they are going to perish. From ingesting all that fucking smoke. You know, you have people playing around with it. Oh yeah, you know, my piss is orange. Everybody says things in the world. But they're still wicked, man. They're still going to continue to be wicked.
Matter of fact, and let me say this too. First, yeah, you know what I'm about to say. Yeah, you know what I'm about to say. Let me address the scoffers of our people, who are just like puppets, and you're a parrot. You're a parrot because what you're putting out there is the same thing that they have done over and over again, right, so that we can be against one another. So let me tell you what I'm hearing you putting out there. The most. You're in a hate group. You promote hate speech. You are about the dumbest, the stupidest people on earth.
That's right, bro.
And you're wishing and you're calling for damnation on yourself.
That's right.
What we're talking about is this Bible.
Right.
In truth and in sincerity.
And it's your heritage. Right.
We're telling you, listen how dumb you are for a minute. Because this has got to stop, or else I'm calling for damnation, right? Because again, we are giving you the true spirit of the Most High and trying to tell you again, stop using drugs.
Right.
Stop killing each other. Stop sleeping with another man's wife. What's hateful about that? We're telling you that you should follow the law, statutes, commandments of this Bible. What's hateful about that?
Right.
What you're getting is you're parroting what the other nations are telling you so that you can separate yourself from these scriptures.
Right.
There is nothing but love and righteous rebuke coming out of our mouths. But hey, if you want to parrot what Esau and other heathen nations tell you to parrot, if you want to listen to them rather than righteous men of the Lord of your own heritage and lineage, you continue down that road. But that's not going to stop us because you parrot what somebody told you we are. It's not going to stop anything because someone told you, hey, they hate speech, hate this, and hey, well, guess what? We do. We hate what the Lord hates, right? But it's going to come out of this Bible.
We hate sin.
Right. But hey, we want everyone to come to repentance. So we don't hate you in the same way that we're hated.
That's right.
Because how are we hated? We're sabotaged. They put unrighteous surveillance on us.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
They lie and slander our names. That's true hatred.
That's right.
You don't see us doing any of that. So your warning. And that's for our scoffers and scorners. You're the stupidest and dumbest people walking the earth right now. And the Esau, Edom, and the other heathen nations, you're doing what you're supposed to do. We expect that from you. Right. We expect that from you. We don't expect that from our own people. And you're wishing damnation on yourself. Through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 10. It says, but Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is the true power. He is the living power and an everlasting king. At his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. Thus shall he say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. You know, and like the
bring that back.
Like the brother said, man, like you following after these different gods. That's why you going against us, because we're coming with the real, true living Lord, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 10. It says, "But Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is the true God, the true power. He is the living power and an everlasting king. At his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. Thus shall he say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens." Hey, yo, that's even heavy because we was listening to the brothers on the way in the camp. And the brother, I think it was Elder Kazak, he mentioned how the elect is what? The elect, they have part of this from the beginning. So they have part of making this earth. So they are gods, you know? Gods meaning powers. But these gods that you follow after, they're going to be taken up. Just like you had over there, I think it was Massachusetts, where it was an instance where it was a lightning bolt that hit the steeple of the church, put the whole church on fire, man. So those idols that you worship in there is not going to last. You know, it's not going to stand. The only thing that's going to stand is the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Bashem Arachapadash. You know, he's the King of Kings. Yahweh Shah, the King of Kings. But Yahweh is the ultimate king, man. You know, he's the king over everything. The one that he don't even have to get off his throne. And that's how deep it is, because his words form things. He just speak his word and things happen. You know? Like an actual king on the earth, when they speak, y'all want this done, this, that. Go there. They're speaking. And then the people that's around them, they're going to do the bidding of the king. You know?
Hey, and if we're so crazy, stop listening to us. Right?
Right.
Keep it moving.
Dude, matter of fact, going into it, it says, what God just says, verse 12, it says, he hath made the earth by his power. Just saying, he hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he uttered his voice, is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. Damn.
Mm.
And that's heavy, like yo, because I was just looking, washing clothes, I'm looking at the sky and seeing how the clouds are, man. You know, and it was like clouds form and they evaporate right in front of your face. But see, people don't even look up into the heavens to even see those things and meditate and look what's going on. Just like our spirit is a vapor in his body, when it leaves his body, it goes right back into the heavens, man. You know? So watching these clouds and everything, the way they can break up and those happens from the Lord's words, from his power, his words being spoken, man. Because it was supposed to happen at that appointed time when he set for it to happen, man. You know? But people don't think about that.
Hey, I'll tell you when they look up. They look up when calamity comes their ways. They look up when something is happening to them.
That's right.
Right? That's when they want to pray to something. Right? It's crazy how you don't believe in the one true living power, right? But as soon as something happens to you or a family member, you want to pray.
That's right. That's what Jake does.
Right. Can you pray for me? Or you pray yourself, right? Yeah. But to who? To who?
That's heaven. That's the spirit.
Right? As soon as something comes your way that is a catastrophe, that's when you want to pray.
And they all say, all of them, I need all my prayer warriors to come together because my father's not feeling good. So, first of all, man, you don't care if they're Muslim, Christian, or anything, man. You just want somebody to say something good to make you feel good, man. It could be just like we read about the seasons. It could just be his season of Paris, man. You can pray all you want. That's not going to change nothing, man. You know? But you should be like, yeah, he should have been praying his whole life.
Right.
Calling on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Ba'Shem Arachak Wadash from the beginning.
And have some faith, right? Because what I also see, and again, I'm talking to our people.
That's right.
And particularly trying to wake up the hopeful elect.
Right.
Because you lack faith so much that every wind of doctrine you turn into. You just toss to and fro. Right? And again, as soon as something happens, you want to pray to something. But not the one in true living power.
Every verse 14 back in Jeremiah. Back in Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 14, it says, every man is prudent in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in it. And you pray. That's why you call on your prayer warrior.
Right.
And you go, man. It's no, because we serve the true living power, man. The one that formed the earth, the heavens. Not just one, the heavens, the Shemayim, man. And the Hebrew. That's who we serve, man. You know, so you can serve Jesus Christ, you can serve Allah, Buddha, like what it said in song, all the gods in this world are no gods, they have no power. Man. You know, and that's what this is going to. You know, you serving wrong gods, man. And for that, you're going to get what you ask for.
John. And another thing, you know, when everything's in their season, right? Everything's going right. You can't tell them anything.
That's right.
The pride is at an all-time high. Right? But hey, you get struck, you get stung a little bit.
Right.
and everything's a disaster, right? Because you lack faith, because you don't follow the one true living power. And you don't follow this Bible.
Right.
And it's so clear to see, like a broken record.
That's right. Matter of fact, it says,
unless ye repent.
God, that's right. Verse 15 says, they are vanity and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. You know? And what's the visitation? The time of visitation is soon to come. That season is soon to come. But you saw it. But you saw that church with the lightning strike it down, man, and it burned up, man. These niggas, even with all that, you still your eyes are still not open, man. Because the Lord shows you the risen free. You got it, bro.
All right, let's get back in these scriptures. Hey, but hopefully you learn something there too. Just talk with you straight, right? Hey, it says Ecclesiastes 3 verse 2, a time to be born
That's right.
and a time to die,
That's right.
a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
That's right. Yo, so what it say in the scripture? Matter of fact, you got what it said, put the sickle in, because the harvest is right. Because it's a time to plant. So it was a time for Esau to rule America, for that seed to be planted. Now that seed that seed's been planted, now it grew up. It flourished, And that with anything, just like it's a time to be born, it's a time to die. So now it's the time for America to die. It had its youth, it was born. It had its childhood years, its teenage years, its prime. Now it's in its old age for it to wither away. It's time for Babylon to wither away, but the people still want to keep seeing it prosper. Just like even with people on this planet, man. You'll have a sibling or a grandfather, mother, whatever. They lived through all their times, man. So now it's coming time for them to leave. You don't want them to leave, man. You're trying to hold on to it. Instead of enjoying it when you had the chance to. That's why it says, remember our Creator in the days of our youth before the evil times come.
Hey, because you can't put new wine in old bottles.
That's right.
Right? So get it while the getting is good.
That's right. That's right.
While you have your mind is healthy.
Good.
Right? And that getting while the getting is good is the scriptures, is the Bible.
That's right.
And that's what we're going to continue to push out.
That's right.
Esau and other heathen nations, whether you like it, believe it, understand it or not.
That's right.
We don't care. Hey, listen, live your life. Too. It's the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
That's right.
Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
It says their wickedness is great. And look at the things in Babylon, man. Look how they press on the children, man. Like you just had a video this week where you had she looked like a Judite woman. She could have been a Gadite, whatever. But she looked like a Judite woman. She had an infant, man. I'm talking about this baby couldn't even talk. She had the rainbow's little jumper on her. Talking about be gay. Telling the baby to be gay. He can't even talk yet. You supposed what it tells you, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he gets older, he shall not depart from our ways, man. So she was a witch. Because you're trying to tell this little young man to be a homosexual, to go against the grain of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And that's what, passing your child over to the fire of Molech, man. And that's all they do now. And that's why they're trying to, why you think they have these, because that's a part of the New World Order, the new agenda. It's called population control. If people aren't procreating, eventually, you're not going to have people being born anymore, man. That's where you get your Elon Musk from. And he got these sex robots. So you busting your seed into a machine, which can't even bring forth life, man. So that's a form of genocide, man. But people don't even think like that. They just look at it like, oh, well, yeah, you just want to get your pleasure off. That's why the scriptures tell you it's a time and season for everything. And it tells you you're not supposed to desire a woman for pleasure, man. She has a purpose. She has a reason. And her reason is supposed to help you. But these dudes, that's why you get your because she got a fat ass, just want to bust off it. Use things the wrong way, man. You know?
It says a time to kill and a time to heal,
That's right.
a time to break down and a time to build up,
That's right.
a time to weep and a time to laugh.
That's right. And yo, right now, because you got men, that you got the men of the Lord, right? They had a time, they're mourning times now, man. They're mourning. Why? Because we held in Babylon. And who's the ones that's laughing and enjoying themselves? The elite of the society. The ones that's running things. They're making all the jokes. But now the tables are starting to turn to the point where they like, oh shit, this shit getting real. You know, they're trying to hold on to the season that they're in. You know, even to the point now, look at it. Like it's June, right? It's still chilly out here at night. You know, you gotta still wear hoodies. You got people wearing jackets, hoodies, and scullies and all that. In June, you know. So that's a sign in times of the seasons as well. You know, the Lord is bringing this place down. But Esau, of course, you know, he gave them that authority where they have the power to do certain things, man, with their inventions and all that. But the Lord ain't letting all that shit go through, man. You know? So they try to fool you and make you think that everything's good. The dollar bill is done, it's collapsed, basically. But you would think that it still has weight because you still see it. You know?
Hey, the Bible talked about inflation, hyperinflation, stagflation.
Revelation.
And Revelation 6, and you see it. You see it right before your eyes.
That's right.
And, you know, but you're so stiff-necked that, hey, we can't tell you anything. But the Bible's telling you everything you need to know during these last days, right? See it? The wheat.
It's Revelation back to brother up because now you're hearing like a lot of people they're complaining about how the prices is going up. But you've been warned about this thing. And the testimony, like when I first came into this truth, the brother that spoke to me, he told me, it's like, man, he said it's going to come a time where it's going to take a whole wheelbarrow full of money to buy a loaf of bread. I said, God dang. And I looked at him like, yo, are you serious? And this is the time before anybody was even thinking about it. But see, guess what? Those seeds were being planted for the season that it was time to come out, man. You know?
Right, bring it out.
So this is Revelation chapter 6, verse 6. It says, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and three measures of barley for a penny.
Say it, bring it back to the top.
This is Revelation chapter 6 and 6. It says, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say.
And this is the angels, you know what I mean, in the presence of Yahweh.
Right.
Right?
That's right. And what's that? That's the seed being planted. That's like counsel. Just the same way that they have counsels and all that, we have counsels as well. Amongst the heavens, because look, even going to what? Job 1? When it was like all the sons of the Most High came together, and Satan tried to come up in there. They was planning things, man.
Yeah.
Speaking.
He said he come from to and fro.
The same thing.
Now walk around. Appreciate it.
So they said so that's like a what you would say like a general assembly. They all assemble together to come talk and we gonna be doing that in the kingdom. Coming together, because hey man, we're still gonna be learning, man.
Yeah.
But it says, I'm going to read it from the top again.
Yeah.
Bro. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 6. It says, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny.
And when you get to that measure of wheat for a penny, that's talking about a day's. Idiot. That's going into a day's wage or a paycheck, right? A measure of wheat for a penny.
That's right. Yo, because what? You're supposed to get, honestly, you're supposed to get paid, what? At the end of your shift.
Well, look at that word penny. What is it? In the blue letter, what does it say? Pull it up.
Yo, that's your labor, man.
Right.
Your labor, a penny. Because what are we doing right now, really? We're pushing for a penny. We're laboring for a penny. No matter when you came into this thing, you're going to get the same reward if you are part of the elect. You know that penny, that labor. All right? So that's your wages. Because when you work, what do you want? You want to get paid. You want a reward at the end of your shift. But what Esau do, they send you home here, come back tomorrow.
Right.
You know? Yeah, well, you got to wait. Oh, you just started. Oh, you got to wait 2 weeks for everything that you work for. You could be dead broke and you still got to wait, so you're suffering. You know?
Hey, denarian. That's what it says. Yeah.
Yo, cuz, Salat, yep. That's right. They're not, that's when you get dinero.
Right.
That goes into Latin. Right? When they say mucho dinero. You know? That's your penny. That's money, man. You know? So you're laboring for the money, man. And the real money that we out here giving you is these scriptures, man. But these people are laboring for wickedness, man. And guess what? It's a reward for wickedness too, and that's destruction, man. Because it's coming to time where your little money that you got saved up in your bank accounts, that's not going to mean nothing. You ain't even going to be able to use it, bro. Because you got a thing called the digital currency. That's the next on the list, man. And that's the season for that. And no, it's a season for a lot of people to perish because they're not going to want to take that. You know, they ain't going to want to take it. You got older people that's so stuck in their ways. They like, no, I ain't doing it. But that's the next wave. But the scriptures tell you you're not supposed to take those things, man. So I'm gonna bring it back for you, bro. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 6. It says, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say,
and again, that's the angels in the council with Yahweh.
It says a measure of wheat for a penny.
A day's wage or your paycheck, right?
And 3 measures of barley for a penny.
And that, when you go into debt, that's signifying that the value of the currency is going down.
There you go. That's right.
You know, because now, hey, you got to pay so much more for these prices. And let's just think about just eggs and bread and milk from 3 years ago.
The essentials.
Yeah.
The so-called essentials.
Yeah.
You know? Because, yo, look, check it out. And that's heavy because Malcolm X was on that, man. Because the dollar started to depreciate way back then, man. When they tried to cover him and flip him, he like, yo, why would I come like deal with y'all when your dollar is collapsing? And that's back in what, the 60s? Right.
And you see it. You go to the grocery store, you get 10 things, it's $150. You're like, hey, what
cut.
Huh?
Cut. That's right.
Yeah.
Yo, and then, it's called, what they call it, how they try to mask it, they say the cost of living.
Right.
Well,
right.
The cost of living went up. How did it go up? Because y'all jacking the prices up, y'all jacking the price up, and y'all messing up all the resources. You know? So when you mess up all the resources, you're trying to, because Esau, you don't know how to really control things, right? You know? Because you wasn't intended, like you wasn't made to protect or make things flourish. You were created to be a destroyer, man. And you're doing a good job. Because you're destroying the earth. All right? It says, It says, and see, thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
And the oil and the wine is this truth.
Right.
Right?
Now what's that? That's your real, because you can't raise the price. And that's why the scriptures tell you, when you labor for that penny, yo, the Lord ain't saying, yo, I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna give you. That's what Esau does. He gives you different wages, man. Yo, I like you, man. I'm gonna give you 100,000 a year. Or you now you get 75, you get 50, you get 25. And you're doing the same goddamn job, man.
Right.
You know? You're doing the same job. So that's how they try to separate you in classes, man. But the Lord said you come to do his work, you're going to get the same reward. And that's just, man. No matter what hour you come in, what year you come in, you know, that's why we're going to the season, right? Because you got to think about it. You got all the prophets that's right back here on the earth right now, man. And they all lived in different times, different captivities, but they're right back here, man. You know? Still pushing for that same penny, still pushing for that same mark, man. You know? And they're going to get it. The Lord ain't saying, I'm going to give you a couple extra chariots more than him. No. Y'all going to get the same, man. Y'all going to be rulers, the elect, over the nation of Israel, judging the 12 tribes righteously through the spirit of power and mercy, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Arakapadas, and going through the laws, statutes, and commandments. Those are the laws of the land, man. You know?
And again, perfect precept for this hyperinflation, right? You got all, flour, eggs, all the essentials going up. Before, you could go to the supermarket and shop for the entire month. You go to the supermarket now, hey, you shopping for 3 days and you got to re-up. You basically, your whole paycheck is going to groceries.
Yo, the people starting to feel that now, man.
Yeah.
I
feel it.
I went to the market, because it's, man. Like, promise that was yesterday. And I bought some stuff. I did pretty good. I bought about 2 packs of chicken. I think it was like 6 drumsticks of these. Both of them, one pack was $2.57. The other one was like $2.59. I'm gonna grab that. Then I grabbed some the chicken sausages. The original price of it was $4.99 a pack, but they was marked down to $1.99. So I was like, damn, I'm about to grab all of them. And then, like, because you see the original price when it go up to, but it was small. But it ended up coming to about $15. I bought some cheese too, but it ended up coming like 15 something. But if it wasn't for that being marked down, I'd have spent damn near $30,
right.
$40 for those little bit of items.
Right. And it can last you a day.
Exactly. And you hungry, man.
Right.
Then you hungry, and then just imagine you gotta buy like the fruits, your vegetables, and all that, man. You're gonna be broke, man.
Right.
You know, your whole picture now. You still got people got rent to pay. You know, insurance for their cars and things like that.
And all that's going up.
Yup, child support.
Right.
You know, all those things, man. So, hey, man, matter of fact, you got down here on Spring Garden, the prices of these new condos is like, I think, it's like $2,000 to $3,000 a month, man. Those boxes. That's like the New York prices, man. You know? So all things is going up, even going down to down south.
It's a crisis.
That's right.
You know, they try to hide it. They try to by giving you different other stories for you to focus on.
That's right.
But hey, it's a housing crisis where people are foreclosing on their homes, right?
That's right.
You know, but they don't really bring that out, right? But the scriptures bring it out to let you know, or to let the prophets know that we're in these last days. When all of these things are coming together at once,
that's right.
You know, we've always had things come up here and there, right? Little pestilences and throughout the earth, earthquakes throughout the earth. But now it's all coming together at once.
Right, bro.
That's why the prophets are not, you're not going to be caught unaware. right? Because the Lord puts it on our spirit to let us know that, hey, these things are meant to happen and are going to happen.
That's right.
It's already been told.
That's right.
Hey, is the Lord his word is going to come back void?
That's right.
Come on.
Speaking of which, now what? This season right here that we're coming into the season of World War III, which we've been telling you about that for a long time, man. And it was just an anniversary of World War II. I believe it was last week, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was Monday or something like that. But it was the 79th year, man. Going into what? The 80th year would be next year, if it was to go that far. So 80 is what? Glory, man. And the Lord is about, about all his glory. To bring his glory.
And his name will be magnified throughout the earth.
Let's hop
know that.
Let's hop this. Believe it or not, we're going to hop into Revelation 9. Read a little bit about that. It's Revelation chapter 9. 9 verse 1. It says, and the fifth angel sounded, and I saw the star fall from heaven into the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. Now you go into what? The bottomless pit is what? That's over there in
Europe.
You know? It's not talking about hell, where you go and fucking burn forever. Because your flesh is not even capable of burning forever. The elements on this planet is not capable of burning forever and ever and ever and ever. How you know that's the truth? Look at Sodom and Gomorrah. They got burnt to a point where it couldn't burn no more. The Lord broke that thing down to the bone gristle, man. He broke it down. So you had a bottomless pit over there in Europe, man. All right. It says, and he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit.
Come on, read that again.
It says, and he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them.
And let's get into that locust. And John the Revelator is just basically talking about what he's seeing, not really knowing what it is. So he's using what's on the earth at that moment to describe it.
That's right. Because John the Revelator never saw planes.
Right.
He never saw, and you really think about it. Those planes. You walk that way through. No, you good. But when you look at that, right? Those locusts look like the World War II fighter crafts.
Right.
They had the wings on top of each other, parallel to each other, right? One on top of the other. Then with the fan, not the fan, the propeller. Now look, bro. See the brother? Last week.
Oh yeah.
Then the propeller to spin in front, right? And then you look at the back of the aircraft, it looks like a locust's tail.
Right.
So that's how he's explaining it. And that's why, the spirit, everything that gets explained on this planet, we are spiritual people. We're people of nature, man. So we compare things to nature. That's why I think the Lord compares us to trees and different vessels, man. That's what he does, man. But it says, let's go back. Where we at? Verse 3. It says, and there came out, and it came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power.
And what do scorpions do? They sting.
Right.
For death, right?
Strike.
And
they drop the bomb.
Right. They send these missiles, right? And again, without spiritual understanding, you're going to think Oh, he actually saw a scorpion?
Because
No.
Focus coming out the ground.
Right.
And yo, honestly, yo, when I was a child,
Right.
like, that's what you
Yeah,
thought.
literal, right?
Because you take things literally. That's why we were taught to look up things, man.
Right.
You know, and because if you really look at the Bible as like, because we speak metaphorically all the time, yo, just us as a people, we speak in metaphors, man. That's why the Lord, we speak in parables as well. I think the Lord spoke in parables because they couldn't get it, man.
Right.
You know? And when John and yo, you just imagine like right now, you having a dream right now, you seeing some things you never seen before. You like, yeah. Only way you can explain it is what you know that's around you. And the people that's supposed to get it, they're going to get it because the Lord put the Spirit on them to get it. You know? And that's
So-
where you get a lot of people that get lost. You know, your different Israelite groups, your different Israelite camps. You know, that's not of GMS. That comes from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. That's why we got a lot of dudes that hurt because they don't want to humble down and listen and understand. You have to Shema, you have to hear. Shema in the Hebrew means to hear, man. All right? You have to Shema, but everybody wants to talk. You know? We're going to keep going and say, just because, but the reason why we're going to this now is because what? That first woe pass, the second woe pass. We're dealing with the second woe because the third woe is right around the corner in front of your face, man. You know? Which is said what? This is going to be a burning of fire, a fuel and burning of fire, man. You know? But it says, verse 3, and there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth. And yo, you gotta figure, like, even with all that, like when you dropping the bombs, that's a lot of smoke and shit. It's confused. Smoke, like when you in the smoky area, you're confused because you don't know which way is up, which way is down, which is left, which is right. You're in a confused state. You know? So John the Revelator was confused about what he was seeing. So he was just speaking and like, look, I saw this, man. This how it went down, I wrote it down.
Come.
Now it's being revealed, revelations. But it's being revealed now in this time. Because those things happen, where we can look and see these. You know, even going back to the faces on the planes, when the top, I don't want to jump ahead of myself.
Yeah, count.
It says, we're going to read verse 3 They go to
So you'd rather, listen to that nonsense than the scriptures. You'd be all right if me and the brother was out here rapping and dancing, right? Yeah, right? Or had a comedy show. Hey, everyone will be fine with it, right? But the fact that we're speaking the true words of this Bible, that's what you have a problem with? Well, have a problem with it. Because you ain't moving this spirit. As long as Yahweh Shai give us the spirit, power, mercy, and grace to do his will and his work.
And yo, going back to the bottomless pit that's over there in Europe, that's how you know it was those Edomites that was in that war, man. It was their war, man. You know? It's their war. That ain't had nothing to do with Yasharallah, man. You know? Because what does Edom have to do? On this planet, they have to fight for everything that they want, man. You know? They have to live by the sword. That's their blessing, the sword. And those fighter jets are a part of that sword, man. It's a form of that sword. You know? But it says, and there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them, see that? It was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree. And what that's saying is when they was shooting out the missiles, particularly when they had the guy on the back of the plane, right? With the basically a gun, right? They was aiming at men. That's right.
They were aiming at planes. Yep. It's not like where they just went to destroy buildings and scorch the farms or anything like that. No, they were trying to kill each other, men,
They
right?
was fighting for the world.
Right, right.
That's why it was a world war. You know, and they all of them went on different people's soil to invade it.
Yeah. And so they were trying to shoot each other down, right? So the other planes of the other, nations during that time, right? They were shooting at each other,
That's right.
right? Or they were shooting at soldiers on the ground,
That's right.
right? That was the focus.
Yep. That's right. Not like that that wildfire when they was spraying the fire on top.
Right.
Of it. That was strictly for trees.
Right.
To make that smoke come up, man. See, the Lord is calculated, man. It said they were commanded. And guess what? Everything on this planet is commanded to do something. Everything on this planet has a lot. You know? And that's what the Lord has ordained, man. Just like, the day is coming where the commandment's going to be where World War III pops off, which has already started. You know? But we just giving you a little history about the war before this one. And 79 years ago is not a long time. We say that again. You know, that's not a long time. When you really think about it. That's like a drop in a bucket, man, of an embassy, man. All right? But it says, and it was commanded back in verse 4 of Revelation 9:4. It says, and it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of the Most High in their foreheads.
And if you had the seal, you were preserved because, through your loins, you were going to have the elect, right? Through your loins, so that your children can have children, their children can have children, right? So that seal that was put on the men of the Lord, you were spared.
That's right.
You were spared for that purpose. For that purpose alone.
And they ain't even thinking.
Come.
Because what the Lord created us.
John.
Going back to what? Adam, one formed from the ground, right? Go back to Jacob, right? Matter of fact, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers. You know, through those bloodlines and those loins, the elect come out of there. Not just the elect, but 1/3 as well. And it's ordained for, just like Methuselah, right? Methuselah ain't make it with Noah and all that. But he came, I believe Noah came from Methuselah, right? So Noah had to be born to be able to make the ark and all that. So the Lord is calculated, man.
God, and the bottom line is you're not going to kill off the elect.
That's right.
Right?
There you go.
The Lord's going to preserve us no matter what trick bag you put us in.
That's right.
That's why you have faith in Yahweh Shema Shai and not what this man believes he can do to you.
That's right. And to back the brother up with that, that's heavy, brother. Because this man has a father, I have a father. They had to be preserved for us to be born. Just like Joseph went with Yahweh. He had to be preserved for Yahweh. So we all come from men, man. That's why we're the sons of men, man.
And that's how you see the power of these scriptures.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. That's right, brother. And it said that in their foreheads the name, man. Because what? The children was going to get the name. Because what it says in Jeremiah, it says before I knew thee. It says before you were born, I knew thee in the womb. I formed thee, man. So Jeremiah, did Jeremiah come out to have the name sealed in his head? Yes, he did. And he was ordained to be a prophet from the heavens, man, from the beginning of time. The elect was all together at the beginning of time, and they had to be scattered in their different time periods, man, to teach. Because that was the time and the season for them to teach. And once again, now it's final time, so the Lord is pulling out all stops. It's crunch time right now. So the Lord said, I'm putting my best players in the game at the end of the game for Esau. You know? All of them. I start at 5, if you would. All right? Verse 5, it says, and to them it was given that they should not kill them, which you just said, but that they should be tormented 5 months.
And that 5 months is not talking about 5 months. It's talking about 5 years. So that timeline of the start of World War I to the end of it. And it started roughly at the beginning of 1914, right? And it ended at the end of 1918.
And guess what? My grandfather, rest his soul, he was in both of them. He was in both. He was in World War I and World War II. And guess what? He had to be preserved to have my mother. For me to be born. Not saying I'm the elect, not saying I'm a man of the word and none of that. But I had to be born because the Lord knew I was going to be doing this land. You know? And on his tombstone, on his grave, Henry Jones, it says World War I and World War II. A vet. You know? He was in both world wars. And he died, he was born in like he was born early as hell. I think maybe the 1800s. But he died in the 80s, man, early 80s. You know? And what, we in 2023? So really, he ain't died that too long ago. Like the brother said, what, 5 months, 5 years? And yo, one year in the heavens,
1,000 years.
In these years here. One day.
Yeah. That's 1,000 years.
Exactly here. So when he said 5 months, that's still a small amount of time.
Right.
You know? But see, like again, you take everything literally without doing the research and the proper understanding.
Right. You match it up with what happened in the world. That's how you match the time. So.
And that's where you get because you have to go into what? Secular history. You know? Go into secular history. But it says, verse 5, right?
Count. Yeah.
No, it says, verse 5, it says, and to them it was given that they should not kill them, but they should be tormented 5 months, and their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man.
So yeah, getting hit up, right? Bombs and
that's just what they say when you get shot.
Yeah.
That shit stings.
Right.
It burns.
Right.
Get bit by a scorpion.
Yeah.
You know, that shit going to sting the hell out of you.
Right.
Because matter of fact, bottom line, what the needle on the back of a scorpion tail, what's the name of it? What is it called?
Yeah, I don't know.
A stinger.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's called a stinger. See? So they got stung.
Yeah.
Them bullets. Oh,
yeah.
Shit, I'm hit. It burns. You're fucking right, it burns. That came from Yahweh Shemel son. Right? It says, and in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it.
Yeah. And okay, yeah, keep going, because I'm just the points one. Make it so.
All right, I'm gonna read that again. Verse 6. It says, in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
So that's going into basically, remember in those days, right? You didn't have, the medicine and the type of surgery that you have today. When they was amputating your leg and cutting it off, hey, yeah, so hey, people was just basically saying, hey man, just put me to death. I want to die.
Look at that show MASH.
Right.
And that was based on one of the world wars.
Yeah. Right.
So just look at the helicopters that they was using there. All that they brought it to life, man. If I know the younger guys, you know, that's not old enough to remember MASH, but look it up. Look up the show MASH and look at the helicopters and the war that they was going through and all that. And that right there brings the scripture to life.
Yeah.
Right on your screen.
So
like the brothers, they didn't have all that technology that they have now.
oh,
You know?
you're feeling it. You know what I mean? They'll put a towel in your mouth so you can just bite down, right? But you're feeling every bit
That's right.
of those surgeries. And again, if they had to amputate, which many people got that, right? You felt all of it. You felt every second of that amputation, right?
Right. It says, like you said, that they wanted to die, man, but they couldn't die. The Lord, like, nope, you gotta feel that shit. No, that's a part of your judgment, and that's a hell of a judgment, man. That's excruciating pain, man. You know, you could just think like when you stub your toe on the bed, on the corner of the bed, how bad that hurts. Magnify that plus a million. And that's what these men was feeling. You know? But it says, verse 7. It says, in the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle. And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were like faces of men.
And when it goes into the horses, and when you think of these planes, think of that car that just went by, right? That's how those planes sounded. Yeah. Hey, they were, you know, they didn't have the type of technology where those planes like they do now, where you can't even hear them.
That's right.
You know, so they sounded like 1,000 horses. Boom, 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 right? That's how those planes sounded, right? And when it talked about the heads were as they were crowns like gold, hey, they wore helmets, right? Those fighters, those people on the planes wore the helmets, right?
Their head stuck out of the tables. When you look at the planes, their head stuck right up.
God.
So that's why I said they had what it said. Read that again. It says, in the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle. And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And that's why I said that their heads stuck out, but their faces showed. They ain't like, well, even to this day, you got certain fighter jets where they got the little bubble. You know, and the man's head still sticks up. He's flying, got the whole gear on and all that shit. He looks like a goddamn, you could say like an elephant with a trunk on it, you know? But then they got the goggles and all that shit, man. So yeah, they got the face of a man. Because you can tell it's a man sitting in there. But now you're like, oh, that looks like a man, but they ain't had that technology back then, so he's explaining what you know. You know? You never saw no helmet like that.
Right.
You know, to the magnitude they had in World War II and all that. Man.
But he knew what a crown looked like, right?
Exactly.
So he basically saying, this is life.
That's right. Yup.
You know?
Because you had all different types of crowns.
Right.
It wasn't they wore. But he knew that it covered the man's head. You know? But it says, this man, I love this one. Verse 8. It says, and they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. So now.
Yeah. So on that helmet, if you look, hey, you can look it up. Look at what their helmets looked like. It had hair on it, right? So that's what he saw. He saw men, but he saw them with them helmets with that hair sticking out, right? Like a woman. And again, that's why we can match the Bible with things that happen, and it matches perfectly.
It says, again. It says, and they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. Now, when you think about it, in World War II, they used to paint the front of their planes. Some would draw would actually have a face with teeth, man. You know, like a lion, man. They had actual images of it. You look up a World War II plane with the teeth on it, right where the propellers at, from the propeller back all the way to where the first man sits. It's a fucking mouth, a mouth, man. You know, they tag their ships up to their liking. You know? And John the Revelator saw these things. He saw all these things. And if you think we're lying, just go ahead and look it up.
Look it up. We're going to see the same thing.
He had all those things. But it says, check it out. It says, breastplates as it were breastplates of iron. And the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle.
And that's what I went into before, right? And the iron is what those basically the metal of what the plane was made out of. And again, so he's just describing what he saw and trying to put it into the times that he lived in, so people would understand it. Yeah,
he didn't know what he was saying.
Right.
But see, that's why the apostle always be like, "Yo, we're wiser because now we come into this time where we're in understanding of it because we come back in your lot." So just like let's talk about Ezra. The things that Ezra saw, the Lord explained it to him. Yo, you saw this. Well, this is what it was. Now we coming back in this time, the Lord like, okay, back then in that time you saw this. Well, this is what it is. Now you're teaching that everybody gets it. The ones that are supposed to receive it. All right? The ones that are supposed to receive it, if you can't receive it, it's not meant for you. But it say if our gospel be hidden, it be hidden to those that are lost. Man. That's why we don't get emotional when you want to come up and scoff and you don't believe what we're saying.
Right.
We already know what type of time you are.
Right.
We know what spirit you in.
Yeah.
You know, and we know what spirit we're in. And we know that you have a job to do and we have a job to do. We're not doing your job for you. We have to do our job. But you have to exist just like we have to exist.
And through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh Shem Shai, you're not going to move us.
That's right.
Based on anything that you say or do.
That's right.
Through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh Shem Shai.
That's right, brother. That's right. It said, man, let's get deep right now. It says, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months.
Again, that's that 5 years, right? And that's that battle. Those are the missiles. You know?
Like what you say? Yeah, you're going to show up.
Right.
Now you're talking about the tail.
And Salakia, that tail is talking about the men that had the machine guns basically on the joint. Yeah, not the missiles. I'm trying to get into the missiles now, but no.
I was about to say.
Salakia,
Yeah. Because like you had, because they was the ones because you had the in the front they had guns to shoot. You had to have that man in the back.
Right.
Because that was the technology. Because they like, somebody can come up behind us.
Right.
How we gonna knock him down? You know, and guess what? There's not a scorpion having the same type of power in the back. He has claws in the front to grip your ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He can bite you. But he has that tail also in the back to sting you.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah. Read that again. It says, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and there was stings, and there was stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months.
And that's that 5-year timeline of World War I.
You get stung from behind. And you could just, if you could just sit there and close your eyes and imagine, when you think about the wars that you see now, Desert Storm, a couple of them wars, man. When they were shooting off those bullets, you see the light of them, man. You know, that shit's stinging man.
Hmm.
Or wherever it lands. All right. So it says and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abada. By in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon.
And that king is Kaiser Wilhelm, right? Look it up. Look him up, right? And when you look up those words in the Hebrew and the Greek, it's destruction, destroyer.
That's right.
Right? So, hey, this all lines up. And these things were written, like I said.
They don't like that.
Right. Like me and the brother brought out earlier, these things were written that's historical to us, but it was prophecy back then. You can't even get that. Right? And it lines up perfectly. The Lord just has to put it on your spirit to be able to receive the knowledge, wisdom, understanding that he's giving you this gift so that you can understand it. And he sets up men to teach others to understand it.
That's right. But what they
If
say,
you can receive it.
But what they say, the Bible is written by a man. Yeah, man, the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord hopped on the spiritual man to write down what the Lord was giving.
Right. And every book was written by a man,
That's
right?
right.
But you believe everything else.
Yeah,
but now you can't believe this.
You'll believe a goddamn English book and a math book. Matter of fact, you'll believe a goddamn novel that man.
Right. And those things aren't living. This is living. This is a living book.
That's right. That's
right.
That's right.
And it'll tell you about your history. It'll tell you about the present. And it'll tell you about the future. That's the only book that can do that. They're in the end from the beginning. Right? And it matches up perfectly the precepts that we just read with World War I. Perfectly. So now you have to do your research, right? So look up Kaiser Wilhelm, right?
That's right.
Look up those fighter jets. Look up the helmets. Look up the stinger in the back of those fighter jets and the bullets. Look up the timeline, the rough timeline. It doesn't have to necessarily match perfectly there, right? But it's about 5 years. And hey, it'll all come together for you, if the Lord sups with you.
That's right. And what you just said, it's good to go right into it. Verse 12, it says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes, more hereafter. So that's two woes, right? What's woe? Destruction. So that was 2 times the whole world was at odds with each other, destroyed. And now what? We're coming into what? World War III, which is what the war to end all wars. Because after that, that sound like the fighter jets.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You bring it to life for us.
Riding the bikes, what we're going to use them. That's what them planes sounded like. They sounded just like that. So that first woe passed, that second woe passed. Like I said, that was what, 79 years ago. All right? 79 years ago. So that's not long ago, man. All right? Let's hop into Second Ezra, chapter 16. Start at verse 1. Let's get into some of these prophecies. Those were prophecies that we just read that already came to pass. Now, we're about to hop into prophecies that's about to happen. Because this is the year that hopefully all prophecies shall come to pass. Man. That's what we want. We really want to get the hell up out of here, man. We're not happy here. We're not comfortable here. We're tired of crying. We're tired of being disrespected. We're screaming out to the Lord, man. We're lament. This is the time of lamentations. All right.
Hey, when you have men that really can't serve their power,
That's right.
hey,
That puts a
that's
strain on
right.
you.
We cannot serve our power. You think we should be okay with that? That's true oppression,
Bless you. Well,
because we can't walk around here and do what we need to do
that's right.
in order to magnify and glorify the name of Yahweh Bashim El Shai without being called a so-called hate group, right? Without being called terrorists, right? Where our only weapon is the Bible.
That's right. And the only reason why somebody would call us a hate group and all that, because they hate the truth.
Time.
They
What to say?
love lies.
The truth sounds like hate when you hate the truth.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But hey, the Lord is going to make sure that we are blameless
That's right.
in the sight of Yahweh Bashim El Shai,
That's right. That's right, bro.
the only true living power.
That's right.
But think about it. A man cannot serve his power, but everybody else can serve their power and do all types of abominable things, right? That's okay. So you want us to laugh, joke, and believe everything that you say
That's right.
when we only want to believe the Bible.
That's right.
Through the Spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh Bashim El Shai.
Right.
Now you tell me what's evil about that,
Right.
right? And we're not hiding. We're not on a laptop, right? In a dark room, right? No, we're right here out in the open, right? Right in the middle of the street, right?
Let's say down north.
Right? So yeah, there's no dark chat room with this.
That's right.
We're in chief places of concourse.
That's right.
You see all these people walking about, right?
Right. Yeah.
So hey, and we look like a spectacle to many of them, right?
Yeah.
They laugh and scoff and scorn at us. Hey, we're our own family, our own people that's supposed to care about us, right? Scoff and scorn at us.
Yeah.
But again, we come out weekend, and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom so that we can go back and serve our power the way we know we should. And he's going to give us the power to do that.
That's right.
Right? Not through not through our means, not through what we're going to do. The only assembly we got is this word.
That's right. That's right. That's right, bro.
This book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of satin and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Basically, that's talking about America. That's talking about America, because America patterned itself after Babylon, after Egypt. Asia, that's over there in that region. But it's time we gotta care about Michelle Slot.
This book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 1. It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of satin and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
And that's where we at right now. It's time for y'all to start bewailing, man. But the Lord is about to bring some real swift judgment here, man. What you see? You got what? The Moabites coming into America on a high scale. What Donald Trump tried to do at his time? He tried to build up a wall. It's practically what a gate, a fence, if you will, around America. But this place is not fences. It's no defense. It's no defense system here. That's why people are able to come through the border now. The borders are open. And these people are watching it there, because the scripture talks about let us now go attack the city that's not fenced. Roughly paraphrasing, you know. But that's what's going to happen because this place, everybody can come here, and they're letting them in. You had a video where you had all these Moabites, and it was I would say Issachar coming from down that region, right? And they was like they was going down the line asking who came from China, and it was a long ass line of fucking Moabites. Man. They said China, yeah, China, all of them. Now, if you think back to what the first Great Depression, what year was that, bro? The first Great Depression, like the 40s, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the 20s, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was roughly about the time of World War II. Going to that.
Let's get that.
But going into that, right? You go back to that time. Now, that's when America, because it was a war. So everything was down, the people, the money was spent up, they effed up all the gold and all that, you know? So now it's like, yo, we don't got no money, we gotta get back to where we was at. Because yo, when war was war, it brings money, man. So they spent up all that money in defenses. So they needed some money to keep their economy going so they could flourish. And if I'm not mistaken, before World War II, you didn't have Social Security cards, and you didn't have birth certificates.
1929, 1930.
There you go. Yep, there you go. That's a great depression. That's around the time of World War II. You know? And before, matter of fact, when you look up real fast, Rashad, when was the first birth certificate and Social Security card issued? What was it mandatory? Because America borrowed all that money from China, man. And they was like the Chinese people, the Moabites, like, yo, how you gonna pay us back this money, man? When y'all basically damn pop, y'all broke, y'all don't got nothing to pay us with. So of course these damn Babylonians, we're going to use our citizens. Those are the livestock. Those are the money. You know? That's the commodity right now. And within that's when they issued what? The Social Security card?
Yeah, November 1936.
See, there you go.
World War II started in 1939.
See, that was at the end. After everything died down, 1936, right?
For the Social Security, but the World War II kicked in 1939.
So,
but the Great Depression was before that.
Yeah,
right. So
that's when they needed that bread. So now you got what? Social Security card. Now, if you look at your Social Security card, on the back of it, it's a number. Matter of fact, sure it's on camera. Now, if you look, matter of fact, it's a $5 bill. You can still do it. So now, if you look on this bill right here, right, you can see it on that drawing.
Yeah.
So you see, you got the MJ. We ain't talking about Michael Jordan. You got the MJ, then you got this number right here. Then the end is a B, right? So that's your account number, all right? This is the same material that this money is made out of. That's the same material that your birth certificate is made out of, and that's the same material that your Social Security card. I mean, your birth certificate is made out of, and it's cotton, basically. And what was the slaves doing? They was picking cotton, you know. So they put that account number on it. Now you become the what? What's that? The commodity. So if you will, so you become that. So they really sold you over to the Chinese people to get that money. Why do you think they keep raising the debt ceiling? But they still fucking up. You know? So now all these people are coming in, these Moabites is coming to collect. Look at that movie, Red Dawn. When you had what? You had the Russians. And I'm talking about the one in the 80s with Patrick Swayze. You had the Russians and the Chinese people come over here and take shit over. You know? And you see those things right there.
What we're reading in Revelation 9, where it's talking about the destruction, right?
That's right.
In 2nd Ezra 16, when we go down further in Revelation 9, I'll just bring it out. And again, this matches up beautifully. It says, skip to verse 15. It says, and the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of man. And we say, hey, who's the third part of man? Sons of the wicked. You got the sons of God.
Right.
You got the sons of men, and you got the sons of the wicked.
And what's that? The 4 angels? The elect spread. The elect are spread on all 4 corners of the earth. You know? So of course, if wherever they at, they have a protecting angel. You know? So they sitting there watching and reporting back. That's why they're job, yo, hurt not the hurt. You know, until the elect are sealed. All right? They're on all 4 corners, man.
God.
As soon as, well, the elect are already sealed, that's why these things already happen.
God.
The ushering in what? The last minutes, 1/3. You know? And those third part of men that's on the all 4 corners, they're going to get knocked out. You know? And then they're going to have what? You're still going to have a remnant of them to be saved. Not saved, but preserved. To come and clean up all the dead bodies. You know? They're going to have to put the dead bodies, bury the dead bodies, what to fertilize the earth so the earth can flourish again. You know? Because your body, that's why I say ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Your flesh came from the earth, your flesh is going back to that earth. Right? It's all a part of nature, man. You know?
God. It's 16. It says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. So going in that 200,000 is going into the missiles. Right?
Just imagine. That's how many is going to be shot off. And you hear about Russia, right? You got Russia got one, then you got like you got they're aiming at each other. The coordinates, if you will. Because he sells the coordinates in a man's head for him to be able to put it together. You know? Like we said, what a season. So it's a season for that man to get that thought in his head to be able to put it together. Oh shit, let me do this, bang, bang. You think it was because of his own will? It wasn't, man. The Lord put that thought in his head, and people, that's why these niggas walking around now thinking that they got free will, because the Lord has blinded them to make them think that they got that.
Right.
We know it ain't no free will, man. When your eyes become open and the Lord is dealing with you. But if the Lord is not dealing with you, you're going to think you got free will. I can do what I want. I do as I please. No, the Lord got you thinking that.
Right.
Because he just he's preserving you for destruction. That's it, man.
Hey, he moves the pieces, whether it's
that's right.
checkers or chess. He's moving you.
But
right?
Say, matter of fact,
King's Heart.
Real quick. No, it's not.
Yeah. God.
Now you still got something on that.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that 200,000 is 200 million missiles. Because when you think about those ICBMs, what? When they break open, man, it's many, many, many missiles.
Yo, like shooting the firework up in the air.
Right.
And all that shit comes out. You like, oh, shit.
Right.
But you just see one shoot up. Then when they hit that point, it explodes, bang. And then that's when you get the little things that come down. So, yeah, man. You know? That's how it's dope, man. 4th of July is around the corner, but the real 4th is coming. Right. And that's it. When the missiles come to destroy it. You know?
Man,
I'm tired of this place, man. I'm tired of this place, man. But it's over. No order, man. No order, man. But that righteous order is coming.
John,
Yeah.
you say you want me to get?
Real fast. We're gonna hop back in a second. I believe it's in Isaiah. It says, "Show the acts who itself against the one that
Yeah.
I believe that's in Isaiah. Just to get into, since we mentioned it, to go into the whole free will thing. You don't have no free will. You can't go against your creator, the one that created you, or the one that's using you. Because we're all instruments, man. And the Lord is playing. It's like the string on the guitar, it gets plucked. To make that sound, that vibration, to make that music. You know? You gotta go.
John, this book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 15.
Yo, start at verse 10, Baba Bashar, I think it's 10.
Isaiah 10 and 10.
Yeah. Give a little substance.
Yeah. This book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 10. As my hand hath found the kingdoms of the idols, whose graven images did excel them of Jerusalem and of Samaria, shall I not, as I have done unto Samaria and her idols, so do to Jerusalem and her idols?
That's the Lord speaking. So he knows what, like, you niggas that's out here serving these idols and all that. The Lord already knows that. He's the one that gave you over to that. He gave you your delusions. He gave you your delusions, man. You know? He gave you all that. But yet you still think that this is your will. I can do what I want. You know? You got it, bro.
Verse 12. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when Yahweh Bashim Abishai hath performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it.
And that's going into what? Babylon too, man. These damn Edomites, they think whatever they think that they grabbed us from the western coast of Africa and brought us into Babylon, America. They think they did that by themselves.
Yeah, by their might and their power and their craftiness, and not knowing that we're here to serve our punishment.
That's right.
The spirit power of Yahweh Bashim Abishai.
They don't even know that the Lord is using them.
Right.
He got them in the trick bag. Like they think, like, yeah, I'm doing this. That's why they're so proud now.
Right.
Just like, yo, even going back to what? Pharaoh. You know, with Moses. He ain't wanna let us go. But the Lord hardened his heart for him to buck up against him so he could destroy him. And he's doing the same thing right now, man. The same thing right now going into what? When going into the war in heaven. He's going to put the spirit on him to fight against him, man. You know, to fight it, because when they see that power, they're going to be like, oh, they're going to be stuck. You know, but they look at us because we're just in the flesh. We're in the flesh just like them. But they don't know the magnitude of our spirit, what the Lord has on us. And because they've been jacking us up for so long, you know, because that was in their season to do so, they think that they're going to continue to do it forever and ever and ever. No, man.
That's why they believe that we should just shut up and dribble the ball.
That's right, yeah.
Shut up and just entertain.
That's right.
Shut up and just listen to everything and anything that they say.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And do as they say.
That's right.
Right? And that's the type of pride they have. They don't know that we want to serve the only living power that exists.
Right.
Because he exists.
Right. And that's why they're doing it, because they want to stretch their season out first. Because they know once they seen us come out here, it was going to what? Wisdom of Solomon 5. You know, once we came out here and started speaking, they know like their time is up.
Hey, this is a serious thing right now.
That's right.
And our people need to get serious, because the reason why we're in this captivity is because we wanted to follow after all the other nations when we were a chosen vessel.
That's right.
The apple of his eye.
That's right. Then
Right?
we just read that in Jeremiah chapter 10. But he's going to destroy all the idols that you worship, man. You know? Come on, man. Come on, Israel. And this ain't for all Israel right now. This is for the
We're
elect.
just speaking to the elect. And that's it. We're not trying to convince anybody.
Because look, we got a lot of Israelites walking up and down the street right now. None is stopping, even think or consider the words that's coming out of this book, man. So when the destruction comes, the Lord's not going to stop to even think or consider your agony and your pain because you brought it upon yourselves, man. You know? You got it, man. Don't start bitching when the problems, when the destruction comes and your anguish comes, man. The same energy that you got now on this day, keep that same energy ignored.
Right.
Because you're going to be ignored in the time of your calamities, man. Got it, bro.
Hey, verse 13, it says, "For he saith, by the strength of my hand, I have done it."
And y'all believe that?
Who put this thing together? Me. That's who.
Who I
trust? Me. That's who. Right?
Okay. And
you in that spirit.
That's right. And and it's to the point where you niggas actually believe that. Because your mind, the Lord has given. There we go, bang. There we go. All right.
Back to the top, verse 13. "For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent."
He said by his He said by his wisdom because what? He saw those that do a diligent search. You know, but the Lord, he put it on you. You are the sword, man. That's your blessing. So you're the sword. You're the Lord's sword, man. King David even knew that, man. And all King David's greatness and his might, he even prayed to the Lord, yo, deliver me from thy sword, man. You know? Talk about our Nick on his son. Because King David had Edomites in captivity, man. You know? Because it was given to him at that time, and he knew where his power comes from. But he saw, you don't know where your power comes from. But the king of Babylon wanted to never had to go into the wilderness and act like an animal before he even admitted that the Lord controls him. He's the king of all kings, man. You know? He sets up the kings and takes them down. Because of your pride and your flesh, you're deceived. You know?
Hey, it says the deceived and deceiver are his.
That's right.
Right?
That's right, bro.
It says, "For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man."
Yeah, like a strong man, but what it says, you're not supposed to remove another man's border. So everything that you're doing, that's how much the Lord did. That's how much the Lord hates things, man. Because you're so proud and you speak about what you do. Right? But I believe it's in Lamentations. Lamentations, the 3rd chapter, going all the way down, but it talks about it says, matter of fact, it says basically judge them according to their deeds. You know? And that's the deed that they did that was wicked. But the scriptures clearly tell you, but you know, we all know that he's not with the scriptures.
Right. And Slocky, that you said that too. Hey, judge them according to their deeds. Again, let's look at this comparison, right? You have the men of the Lord, Israelites. We're not sitting at our computers trying to see how we can devise a plan to set up Esau or any other nation of people, right? Or any other people. What does Esau and other heathen nations do? Especially when they find out that we know that we're Israelites, they devise all types of plans to sabotage us, right? So here you have, that's true hatred.
That's right.
whispering in secret, right? To bring down another man.
That's right.
Do the men of the Lord do that to you? No. Again, we're the hardest workers, loyal, right, to the word,
That's right.
so that we do a good job no matter what business or occupation we're in.
We just trying to live our life.
Right. And what do? You devise iniquity to take down a man and his family.
That's right.
Just like you did what this verse is saying, right? To remove us from our bounds.
That's right.
And you're doing it at an even wickeder level right now.
Yo, right now, the ground that we're walking on, yo, case in point, I-95 here in Philadelphia. That's a major highway. Now, it was, I believe, a few years back, they had a collapse down there. When it collapsed, they found out that was built on top of an Indian burial ground, a Gadite burial ground. So you're driving over people that our ancestors that were buried. So you removed the bounds, man. They tried to make it seem like it was cool. And that right now, we don't know what's buried underneath. You know, like you got who's to say what's buried underneath those tracks? You know, but Esau knows. Esau knows because he's the one that did it. All right.
Hey, matter of fact, I got the definition of hate speech.
Go ahead, bro. Bring it up.
It says it encourages violence towards a person or group.
So what violence are we encouraging?
Right.
We're just telling our people, yo, wake up, man. Because, yo, the one that's going to bring the ultimate violence is Yahweh Shah. And, yo, actually, if you want to talk about hate speech, y'all the ones that's really hate speeches because you got your KKK and they invite violence against us.
They're not even just encouraging, they did it.
Exactly.
What violence has been perpetrated by the men of the Lord?
So why are y'all known as the false accuser of your brother?
Right.
You know?
Right. Hey, that just popped up too. You know what I mean? So that's the spirit.
Hey, man.
You know what I mean?
All day was spiritual, man.
Violence.
Every day, man, me and this brother, I'm telling you, man. Yo, it's spirit always be moving, man. That's all I can say, man.
Hey, and if anything, there's psychological violence that you do against the men of the Lord.
That's right, yeah. To mess with their heads.
Right.
Make them think they're crazy.
Right.
So everybody else around them think that they're crazy. Yeah. And then they have you going at each other and you're like, yeah, why am I going at my brothers? You know, because Esau's in the mix, and that's what he likes to do. He likes to cause confusion and division. We're peacemakers, man.
And we're peaceful men.
That's right.
And we want to live peaceably among men.
Yeah. And what the scripture say? And this is Yahweh Shah's words. Blessed is the peacemaker, for his is the kingdom of heaven, man. This is the kingdom of God, man. That's why we keep the peace. Y'all don't want to keep the peace. Y'all want to keep the contention.
Right.
You know? That friction between our brothers.
And hey, if it's real, why not have a conversation with us, Bob, Tom?
John.
just have a conversation.
That's right, bro.
Because you know you can't.
That's right, yo.
Because you'd rather be a false accuser.
They'll be confounded.
Right. You'd rather be deceitful.
Yeah. And yo, I got a swivel for you.
Come.
For that, what the brother just said, if this is hate, then this is what it is. But this is what we're asking our problem. This is Lamentations chapter 3, verse 64. It says, render unto them a recompense, O Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, according to the work of their hands. I'm going to read that again. Lamentations chapter 3 and 64. Render unto them a recompense, O Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, according to the work of their hands. Not according to ours, according to your own hands. Let your own hands be your own destruction. You know? Let your own devices that you try to set up against us, let that be your destruction.
And let's look at your track record.
That's right.
And look at our track record.
That's right.
In terms of violence.
That's right. That's right.
Psychological violence on our people. Physical violence on our people. You can't put none of that on us.
That's right.
Not the true men of the Lord. Hey, you can put it on people that you set up to be actors and act like they're Israelites. But hey, those people are going to be soon turn as false. Because who they try to have and talking about that person was Israelite? What's the dude that's supposedly in jail now with that movement?
I know you're talking about.
NFC.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Right. And had all the guns and all that. We tell you, the Bible's our only weapon. That's all we need.
The guy up in not Elizabeth, but North Jersey that shot up that Jewish.
Just lying. Yeah.
And they talking about, he was related to the black people.
Right. No, he wasn't.
First of all, we're not black.
Right.
So that's another accusation.
That's false.
Exactly. That's false. So you ought to realize we in the court of law. The court of law, the ultimate court, we're in it right now. And every action that you're making, the Lord is looking like, okay, you're pleading your case, we're pleading ours. And the ultimate judgment is going to come down. And whoever's found righteous, which is going to be the word of the Lord, they're going to prevail.
We're going to see who's got the real record.
That deals with the liar, they're going to join that lake of fire.
Hey, you got a rap sheet, man.
That's right.
That's as long as my arm. How they say your rap sheet as long as my arm, man.
No, they rap sheet long as yours. That's 13 miles.
Hey, you talking about hypocrisy.
Good.
That's hypocrisy beyond hypocrisy.
That's right.
Right? Your rap sheet, I would stop talking.
Yo, good. Yep. That's right. It's a little more meat on the spaghetti.
Shit.
Verse 65, back in Lamentations 3:65. It says, give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them, persecute and destroy them in anger from under the heavens of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Arachat Kodash. You know? That's what we're asking our power. We're not doing it. I'm going to read that again.
Yeah, read that.
This is Lamentations. Matter of fact, let's start 30. Damn. Hold up, wow. Yo, let's go to 62. This is Lamentations chapter 3, verse 62, because it goes into what you were saying about the accuser. It says, the lips of those that rose up against me, and their
Bring it out.
Let's go here. 59. This is Lamentations chapter 3, verse 59. It says, O Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, thou hast seen my wrong, judge. Thou hast seen my wrong. Judge thou my cause. Verse 60. Thou hast seen all their vengeance and all their imaginations against me. You know? So the Lord, like we were just saying, but the brother just explained to the team. The Lord, though, he sees everything that you're doing, man. You know? And we're asking the Lord, justice people. You know? Because they keep coming at us, peaceable people. We're not the ones, and that's why it's Lamentations, because we're lamenting, man. We're crying out, man. You know? It says, verse 61, thou hast heard their reproach, O Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and all their imaginations against me. The lips of those that rose up against me, and their device against me all the day. Behold, sitting down and they're rising up, I am their music. So, yo, they laughing at us, they taunting us, they making songs about us. Yo, we got a song, it was from an ice cream truck back in the day. It's called The Nigga Loves the Watermelon. The nigga loves the watermelon. Ha, 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 ha. You know, but honestly, I see more Edomites eat watermelons than the fuck I do. Because I don't even eat watermelons. You know? Where I work, they got a bunch of Russians, Ukrainians, and all of them. They the ones that be fucking the watermelons up. I see Jake coming there, they don't even buy that shit. They buy cantaloupes, you know, bananas, you know, grapes.
Hey,
you know?
Just imagine the fruit in the kingdom.
Melons, not watermelons, but the honeydew melons.
Honeydew melon, yeah, you know? yeah.
They buy things like that. Yo, furthermore, yo, this is shame on you, Esau. Talking shit. Now you eating watermelons.
Where the seeds? Where the seeds at?
You know?
Where the seeds at in the grapes?
That's right. None. Because I know when I was coming up as a child,
where the seeds at in the oranges, right?
You know?
Seedless this, seedless that.
Because they're trying to take the seed away from everything. Just like they're trying to take the seed of the Lord off the plant. But you're never going to be able to do it. You know? And that's just in your DNA, that's in your genes to do so. And where your music, because you're making fun of us when you wake up, when you go to sleep, you're always talking shit. Where the tail end of the joke?
Right. Or try to again find ways to stumble, fall.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. That's right, bro.
We can't get you well, you can't get your mind off of us.
That's right.
It's not the other way around.
Yo, we always on your mind.
Right.
We always on your mind. You can't stop thinking about it.
Hey, you frustrated, right? Because the Spirit, Power, Mercy, and Grace of the Church of Philadelphia is a powerful. I mean, it says, we run in the tower of Yahweh Hashem Moshai.
That's right, brother.
And the angels are around us, right?
That's right. Camp
around us.
About the ones that fear him.
Hey, it's got to be frustrating.
That's right.
What you think you're doing, right?
They like, I want to kill the things.
Right.
But you can't. Only thing that you can do to us is if the Heavenly Father wills it.
John.
That's it. Bottom line, man. Bottom line. That's the only thing that you can do to us. Whatever the Heavenly Father wills. Until then, we're going to keep on moving.
Hey, and once you start doing that, know that your judgment is nigh.
Going back into the scripture. Lamentations chapter 3 and verse 63, it says, verse 63, it says, behold, they're sitting down and they're rising up. I am their music. Like when they sit down at the table, they be, yo, you working through the damn dust, especially like the brother, you on a high level of working, man. So you deal with them all day, they go home, sit down at the table. Yeah, I was working with this nigga, talking shit. Rising, no, I'm done these niggas, they know that, man. You know, with that music, man. That's their entertainment. Music is entertainment. And look, people don't come past playing music right now. You know? We're that to them. That music. You know?
And in reality, you are entertained. The way you destroy everything.
That's right.
And really putting yourself in derision. And putting yourself in danger for this judgment to come. So ultimately, hey, when we look down and on the glass of the fathership, hey, that's gonna be our entertainment.
Right. And that sea glass. Hey, bro, can you grab that? The sea of glass. Because, yo, what do we do? I know it's another listen. But when you look at the television, that's glass, right? And it's underneath that, that's the entertainment. So, yo, that's the biggest television right there on the chariot. Yo. But you're going to actually be getting destroyed. I'm going to finish this out so our brothers looking for that. Read again, 63. 63, it says, behold, they're sitting down and they're rising up. I am their music. Render unto them a recompense, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, according to the work of their hands. Give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them. Persecute and destroy them in anger from under the heavens of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Aracha Wadash. You know? And that's what we ask. And the Lord is going to do that, man. Which the brother, and this ties in with the brothers about to do. You know? That's the entertainment. And yo, this is the judgment for the works of your hands. You know? The Lord ain't playing with you clowns, man. You think that you're getting away with it, that you're doing something to our people out here? Because right now, we're the laughing stock of all, man. That's why people, everybody out here, they got a frown on their face. They're not. Even if they try to think that they're happy, try to make themselves happy, deep down inside, it's an emptiness inside of you, man. Because you're tired of being oppressed, and you don't even know why, man. And we're sitting out here trying to explain it to you, but you have to hear the words that's coming out of what we're saying, man. It's an understanding. You know? We come out here to bring peace and bring life, not death and destruction. We come to give you words of joy and encouragement and hope, not doubt. Because a lot of people, a lot of so-called black people have trust issues and they always doubting something, man. We giving you something that you can believe in and trust in, and you don't gotta doubt it, man. And if you doubt it, the Spirit of the Lord is not working with you.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 15, verse 1.
Bring it up.
And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous.
That's right.
7 angels having the 7 last plagues.
See that? And yo, I keep that there go that number 7 again. Because what's that? The Lord is completing this. All right. You see 7, the Lord is just completing. The Lord is completing things right now. He's completing your captivity. He's completing the downfall of Babylon. He's completing the men of the Lord so they can be the salvation, so they can have salvation. He's completing his word, so he's going to shut his men's mouths up and they ain't going to speak nothing else until the destruction comes. You know?
It says, for in them is filled up the wrath of the power.
See that? The wrath, and what's that wrath for everything that y'all did to us. That's your recompense. That's your reward. Then that's the reward of your own hands, because we wasn't the ones who put y'all in captivity in this time. We wasn't raping, robbing, and murdering your children. That's what y'all did to us. And your own hands, because of your own hands and your own actions, you brought this upon yourself, man. You know? And all we're going to do is speak on it. We're going to speak it into life, because it's power of life and death in the tongue, man. And the Lord, all he did, he spoke things into existence. And they were formed and they happened. That's what a king does. That's why he's the King of Kings. Because all he don't got to get off his throne. Why does a king got to get off his throne to come deal with a peasant, man? He gets it done. By what? Speaking.
And he's the king of terrorists, too.
That's right. That's right. That vengeance right there, man.
There ain't going to be no Cupid.
That's right.
With a bow and arrow.
That's right, brother. That's right. You got it, brother.
Verse 2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire.
Because, yo, we're going to be up there on the chariot when you get beamed up. And, yo, you know what? They got a new show. It's supposed to be coming out soon, and it's talking about different worlds. And like Star Trek, when they on the ship and they traveling. But, of course, the commander's an Edomite. But they got a Judite woman that can control she's driving. You know?
Right.
Come on, man.
Right. Just backwards, right?
Yeah,
just
exactly.
opposite.
Yeah. You know? But see, they wish that they could have the blessing. That's why they hate y'all so much, because they didn't get that blessing. You know? I would hate myself too if I got a blessing like that. You got it, brother.
Back to the top. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire. And them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name,
right,
stand on the sea of glass,
that's right,
having the harps of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
And that's how you know that you made it. That's how you know that you're saved. Because right now, ain't nobody saved. Man. That right there, when you in that position, standing looking, and you seeing all the destruction go on, you know you got saved from that. Because right now, what are you saved from? Police brutality on you. Your children are still dying. You're still in poverty. You're still stressed the hell out. You're still poor. So what the hell are you saved from? These damn Christians, I'm saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. Well, what are you saved from, man? When your enemy is still ruling over you. You in derision. You're out of your goddamn mind, man.
Hey,
and the Spirit of the Lord is not working with you.
Right. This is the rap we're going to sing in those days.
That's right.
Verse 3. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of the power, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Almighty.
That's right.
Just and true are thy ways,
that's right,
thou King of saints.
That's right. The King of saints.
That's the music that's going to be going on in the fathership.
That's
right.
You want to call the line down by Shema Rashad, by Shema Rashad,
Yeah.
Yashua.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the real rap. Real rap.
Real fucking songs you singing in a goddamn church. You know? Right now we're singing sorrow songs, man.
Yeah, we're in mourning right now.
Yeah, exactly. We're singing, that's the right word. We're singing songs of mourning. We're not singing songs of rejoicing. Even with us coming out here, we're still mourning. We're still calling out to the Heavenly Father, man. In the front of all of y'all people, man. Because the Lord will not be mocked.
And you had an opportunity to receive it.
That's right.
You know, the mark of exemption.
The eyes shall see thy teachers. We do that real quick, don't push up. But the Lord puts you right out in front of the people. And you have righteous teachers and you have false teachers. But you're going to see both of them. But the Lord puts it out there for when you hear the voice, you hear that voice, you come running to me, man.
This book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 20. It says, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity,
that's right,
and the water of affliction.
See that? And that's what you're eating right now, your bread of adversity. You're catching hell, man. Water of affliction, that's what you're drinking. You're catching all types of hell, man. But still with that, you don't even want to listen and have an ear to what the men of the Lord is saying to you. The Lord is actually pleading with you. That's how much mercy he has for his people. But some people want to be like, yo, I hear what y'all saying, yo, y'all doing a good job, that's great.
Right.
But are you taking heed to what's being said so you can have that salvation that we're speaking about?
Hey.
You're so used to slavery and captivity and the ways of this world because that's what you're used to and that's what you want. You settle for less, man.
Hey.
You settle for less.
Hey, and this ain't for everybody. You know,
right.
Hey, you don't have the faith, hey, you're going to wither away anyway. Hey, it says many are called, but few are chosen.
That's right, brother.
So that's how we know.
That's right.
Right? That the Lord has put the Spirit on us to continue in this work.
That's right.
To make this our work.
That's right. No, this is real work. This is the work.
Right.
The work of the Lord. Y'all doing the work of Satan, man. You know?
It says, and though Yahweh Shai give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Right. So you're not going to be removed like, yo, they're lying. No. You're going to see them. Because, what? The Lord got you on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram.
And out in the street.
Yeah, down the street.
We've seen millions of people over the last 2 years.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Whatever platform that you have right now, best believe the words of the Lord is on it.
Hey, you want to say, hey, I thought them guys were just Power Rangers, right? I thought it was just Halloween every weekend for them. No, you're going to understand that we are the true men of the Lord.
That's right.
And we want you to come back to repentance through these scriptures.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's
right. Anything else, brother?
That's it.
Hey, so with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash.
Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and great millstone, to us the truth. Honors and citations to the elect, to the men that died doing the work, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and the shadow of us first. To the next week, we're going to sing Mawaf, Abab, Babal.
Mawaf, Abab, Babal.
Kwam Yahshua.
Kwam Yahshua.
Shalom. Welcome. That's a powerful